Okay, we should be good. Now we're not having issues with bitrate, anything like that. We're on YouTube. I'm used to streaming on YouTube. Let me fix audio. There we go. You guys should be able to hear the game as well now. Alright, cool. So yeah. Now I'm a little bright. Let me make sure. Let me just turn that down. That's gonna mess with my green screen just a little bit, but not too much. But it's not gonna make me look like a cloud. But yeah. So let's get into today's stream. Okay, so I was going to do a video on this, to be completely honest, but I just thought I'd do a stream instead. So if you guys wanted to follow along and stuff, then you could. So yeah, let's do this. So in the last Bedrock Dev, we actually done a custom item. Now the texture was way too big, so I just grabbed a random texture. So the texture was way too big for the item, but we made a custom item, and I showed you guys how to do that. We also had the packs as well that I showed you guys and gave you guys download links to, with the blocks setup and the item setup that we used in the last video, part one. And all stuff like that. But instead, we are going to be setting up a block. So we're going to be using this. Pretty simple. There we go. Taking a while to load. But yeah, so we're going to be using this. So we're going to be copying and pasting this into where the blocks are and stuff like that. We're going to be also setting up terrain, textures, stuff like that. We're going to be setting up a little bit, quite a lot of stuff in today's live stream. We'll be covering a lot. Also, I've got facecam videos coming back. Hopefully, if you guys do like facecam, let me know. Then I'll start doing more facecam type things like this. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to copy this. And once we copy it, we are now going to go into the Bedrock Dev behavior pack. You should be able to find the block setup in there. Oh yeah, by the way, documentation, you don't need to worry about this. This is literally just HTML documentation because it's the original version. It's the original packs of Minecraft that I've got and changed. So let me just look for this one. There should be a blocks folder in here, which there isn't. So let's just right click this. That should be no, in the behavior pack, my bad. There should be a blocks folder. I'm looking for. Let me just see what that is. Give me a sec. Just to speed a few things up. So yeah, okay, so it's not here. So let's make a blocks folder. So in the behavior pack, so in the BP, we're gonna go new folder. I'm gonna type in blocks. That simple new folder, make it in there. I'm pretty sure I was gonna set that up, but I didn't. Now inside here, we can name this whatever we want. We're gonna name, we're gonna make another folder inside of blocks. I'm just gonna call this custom. Pretty simple. You don't have to, but I'm going to for this one. And now we actually need to set up what we've got for, that was my common crates by the way. Now we need to set up what we've got here for the block setup inside of a JSON file inside of custom. Okay, so we're going to right click on custom, we're going to new folder. And obviously this one we're going to be putting test because we're doing a test block because it's not a certain type of block, it's just going to be a test for now. I'm going to be testing that out. So we're going to right click, new folder, test.json. And inside of this JSON file, this is where we're going to be pasting the setup for the block. Okay, and inside of here now, we're going to be obviously setting up the identifier. The identifier is what you're going to be typing in the command, what the block's identified for. So when you're trying to /give it to someone or testing if they have that type of block or anything like that, it's going to be going through the identifier. So we're going to be changing that in just a second. Still trying to set a few things up. Give me a sec. I have not went live in so long, so Give me a bit. Give me a minute. Right. Also, there should be here. There should be something called terrain texture. Yes, there is. Okay. So anyway, one step at a time. So there's going to be some fails here. I might fail, but if we fail, we'll figure out what the problem is and we'll come back to it. But anyway, I'm just going to call this test. We're going to leave that test underscore block. You can change it if you want. And the loot. Now, loot tables are pretty interesting. I'm not going to write a loot table today. I'll do a video on how to make loot tables for blocks. So when you mine it, it obviously drops something. You can also do loot tables for mobs as well. So what a loot table is, it's basically their inventory. So when you kill something, it's going to drop that certain item or a few of them item or a random amount of that item, whether you can set a minimum or a max. So you can get it to drop certain items via loot tables, but I'm not going to be messing with them today. So right now we can simply just get rid of that, or we can leave it as it is, depending on what you want to do. You can either leave it as it is, or you can get rid of it. Obviously leaving the quotations empty. I'm going to leave it as it is because we haven't set it up, so it's going to read it and it's not going to be able to find it anyway, so it's not going to drop anything anywhere. So now moving on to the events, we're going to be leaving the events as they are at the moment, but we're going to be looking at this right here, Minecraft material instance, okay, and we're going to find the texture. Now the texture for this is SR test block, okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go to textures, we're going to go to terrain textures, and I am simply going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, just like that. I'm going to get rid of this Atlas texture here because we don't need it. Just get rid of that. And you can follow along what I'm doing here if you want to. Now we're going to be getting glazed here because we can use this as an example. We're going to put a comma and then pressing enter. And now inside of here, we're going to call it SR and like that. And we're going to put test underscore block. And I'm also going to do that to finish off. Now we're just going to format it so it looks a little bit nicer. There we go. And if we go to our test.json block again, this is obviously SR. So if we just copy that to make sure that it is what we want it to be, and in here obviously we're going to be changing that to what we set it as, just like so. That shouldn't be there. There we go. SR test block, just like that, simple. Now let's tell it where it is. So textures / blocks / and let's make this test underscore block. Simple, just like that, test block. And now if we go into the actual textures area, go to where it says blocks. Actually, you know what? We're going to make it a little bit better just so people can understand it more. We're going to right click on textures, click on new folder. I'm going to call this custom underscore blocks, right? And now instead of where it says blocks here, we're going to change this to custom underscore blocks. So now what this is telling it to do, when we go to our block here, when it reads this, it's going to look at the material instance, look at this texture here, and it's going to say, okay, this is the texture that I'm looking for. So it'll find this name inside of the terrain texture, okay, because it is a block. So it's going to look all through this terrain texture and it's going to find this right here, because this is what it's looking for. And when it finds what it's looking for, which is the SR test block, it's then going to read the texture of it and it's going to find where those textures are. So it's going to look inside of the textures folder. Then it's going to look for the custom blocks folder inside of that test folder, the textures folder. And then it's going to look for the PNG called test block. Okay. So we're just going to grab a random texture. Now I'm going to grab one out of my original pack because why not? I've already got one set up, a little nice one. So let's just grab this and go. Let's hover over where we need to hover over, which is custom blocks. I'm going to drag my element block into here and we're going to rename this now to our test underscore block PNG, because that is what we called it, isn't it? Test underscore block. So yeah, test underscore block PNG. And this is our test block. It's just a little pig, grass, tree, and the sun. Really basic. It could be any texture you want, really, but this is obviously what you're going to be putting on it. Now we've got this all set up. We're going to go into here now, right? Into our world that has these on. Okay, and because we added new folders and we added new folders and a new JSON to it and stuff like that, we have to restart the world. We can't just simply use a /reload. So we have to completely exit the world, and we are going to start the world back up. So let's wait for the world to start back up. There we go. Now, if we go into chat, we should be able to say give space @s, and then if we go sr:, it's not there. So we've made a mistake. So let's go and find out where we've made a mistake. Where have we made a mistake? No reason why that shouldn't be working. Ah. Whoops. I forgot to add it into the block JSON, my bad. So we'll just go to the blocks JSON here. Pretty simple mistake, pretty easy fix as well. If we just go into here and just format this right now, format the document, and let's go back to where it says the test. And if we just go into, give me a second. Yeah. So where did we get that identifier? There we go. Let's get the identifier, and let's go back to blocks.json. I'm going to put the identifier here, just like so. And the textures is going to be what we called it before. So the textures, obviously, in the textures, terrain textures folder, which is the SR test block. So we're just going to be copying that right now. We go to blocks.json, and that's where we're going to paste in the texture, just like so. Now, if we save this, now it's going to add blocks to the game. I completely forgot about blocks.json. It's been a while since I've actually made a custom block, so I'm still trying to get into the swing of things. And I'm alive, so I can't really just do it straightforward. Make it look simple. You do forget about some things sometimes, and that's obviously hence why I'm making this live stream, and hence why I'm making this series, to try and teach people how to do things on Minecraft, because when you create things, it is really, really cool. But if we just do /give @s and then sr, now it should be there. Yes, it is. It's a test block, and if we give ourselves a test block, we should now be able to place it down. As you can see, it is the text that we gave it. Obviously, it's got textures on all four sides. There is a way to do that using top, down, north, east, west, and south to do different sides for our block. Now, there's this really cool website, which is called Nova. If I just go onto it now, it's called Novaskin. If I just show you guys Novaskin right now and just pull that on, You can actually get textures off of here. They are PNG textures. You can also edit certain textures as well. So if you want to make a texture, it's completely free as well. It's a website, hence why I'm showing this way instead of showing Photoshop, because Photoshop not everyone can afford, not everyone has Photoshop. But anyway, if we go to textures and we go to blocks, you can actually see this helps you out with a lot of textures in the game, including the cactus bottom, obviously the bottom of cakes, side of cakes, the inside of a cake, all of that sort of stuff. You can get a bunch of different textures off of here, and you can mess around with a lot of textures as well. So if I wanted a new ore and I wanted to make it really simple to do, we'll go to a coal ore .png here. We'll load it up simply by clicking it, and it will let it load, of course. But once it loads, we'll be able to click on a certain one. So do we want you just click on which one we want. I'm just going to click on the edit one. And we can edit coal here. So if we go up to the top and click on image editor, scroll up, zoom out just a tad bit. And as you can see, this part is of the coal. So if we just simply go to the pen tool here, and we go down to where it says the colors down here, we're going to plus a color. I'm going to make it shiny red. Okay, so now I'm using red. I want to click on it to make sure I'm using red. And we're going to change all of this dark area of the coal into red. So let's just do that. Now, I made a little mistake there. That's perfectly fine. If we just click on there is a pick tool here. There it is, color picker. If we just click on this, like so. Well, there was a way of doing it. Let me get a pen. There we go. Let me click there. There we go. So we fixed it. Unfortunately, I don't think there's an undo area on this. There probably is somewhere, and I'm just not seeing it. But anyway, we've made a red sort of ore that looks a bit like redstone. But you know what? That actually really does look like redstone. You know what? Instead, we'll do a different color. Let's do a different color. Let's do pink. There we go. We'll do pink. So let's make sure we're using pink, and let's change all the red to pink, just like so. I'm actually gonna, you know what? I'll set up a loot table for this. Why not? Loot tables are pretty easy to do. I'm not going to type out the loot table, but we'll make it. We'll make a loot table, including now we're going to have to make an item for it and stuff. There you go. I found a purpose for this video instead of just showing you random things. Let's make pink ore, right? And we'll call it pink ore. Okay. So let's now go back to the model editor, and we've got this now. So if we just go on to save here, and then go to where it says download and click save, you'll actually get a download version of it by right-clicking it and click Save Image, not Copy Image, Save Image As. And then we're going to be going to Desktop, going to our com.mojang folder, go into our resource packs, going to our Bedrock Dev resource pack, going to Textures, going to Custom Blocks, going to Test Block and clicking Save and click Yes to replace it. And now, when we save and quit this game and reload it, that block that's there should now look like a pink ore. So if we go into this now, done. Yeah, there we go. It looks like a pink ore. So we just made a pink ore in Minecraft. It looks like it as well. Now, obviously, when we hold it out, it says this because we haven't added a name to it. We haven't added a description to it. It's easy to do with items, but it's a little bit different when you're doing it with if I can think of the name, with blocks. It's a little easier to do because it doesn't actually have a thing that you can just change. But you can go into the lang folder and change it that way. But anyway, let's go to loot tables. Let's go to blocks. So let's go to the loot tables, which should be in here. There they are, loot tables. Let's go to, let's make a new folder then, and let's go to blocks. Like that, because it's inside of blocks. Now let's go inside of blocks, make a new folder and call it custom. And then if we just add an extra one in here and call it custom, so it knows where to find it. Now inside of custom, we're going to make a new file called sr_test_block.json. Now I'm just going to call it test block because we don't actually need to have sr. I'm just going to call it test block JSON. And if we go back to test, I need to change this to obviously test block, test_block.json. Now I am not going to. I'm not going to get the. I'm not going to type out the what's it. I'm not going to type out the file for it for the loot tables for a block. Otherwise, it's going to take way too long. So I'm actually going to take out. I'm actually going to take it out of my coal spawner. My coal. It's my custom mob spawner. But anyway, name is going to be, because we have to create a custom item here. It's dropping. Actually, you know what? We'll make it drop the block. So let's make it drop the block, and let's actually do this for the identifier, which is sr, and then we're going to do test_block, just like that. Set count 1 of 1, and that we're going to leave as 1 of 1 as well. And we don't have to add any conditions to it, so let's just click save. We don't have to add an item now. What's up, Psycho? How you doing, mate? So yeah, now we've obviously made it have a loot table. So before we actually restart, you'll actually see when we do that and when we go into survival. So let's go to game mode. S, you'll see. You'll see that when I break it, it doesn't actually drop the block. So we need to now add a loot table for it. So if we just leave the game now, so it can refresh the resource pack. That is some big brain coding. It's pretty basic, mate. If you listen up, obviously, I'm trying to teach people how to do this. Because I want people to know how to do this, and people think it's really difficult, and some people don't even know that it's possible. So I'm trying to get it out there. And I'm giving you a download. If you go to part 1 of Bedrock Dev, you can download the packs and work with me if you want to on this. So anyway, here it is now. Now we've added a loot table into it, into the mix. As you can see, we've got a loot table here. Let's make sure that has saved. It has. We've got a loot table now, and it should be dropping the SR test block. If you go to test, that's what the identifier is, SR test block. So now, when I mine it, it should drop 1 test block, which it hasn't. Fair enough. Let me just see why that is. Let's go into here real quick. So we've got it on custom test_block. That's why I put it on test.json. I didn't actually do test_block.json. That's why. So if we just do test_block, we found the error. There we go, test_block.json. Now if we save it, just like that, exit the world, and then let's go back into the world, and you'll see now when we place down the block and then break the block, it will drop the block back. Yeah. So you can make all different types of, you can make it drop all different types of things. You can make it when you place the block and then break it, just like for when you do it for like a sugarcane block. When you place down a sugarcane block, or even bamboo, for example, here, when you break it, you don't get this bamboo back. You get this bamboo back. You don't actually get. Well, you do get it back, but you get different ones. I'm trying to think of a block that's near me that you get it. Oh yeah. So this. So for wheat seeds, you don't always get the wheat seeds. As you can see, you don't always get them because it's a random chance of it happening. It's something like that. It's not exactly like that, but it's something like that. So anyway, if we place this down now and then break it, I don't know why that's not dropping it. But anyway, let's see why that's not dropping it. It's got a loot table. I really just done that, didn't I? I didn't mean to change that. Yeah, test underscore block dot JSON. That's in the loot tables. Test underscore block dot JSON. Why is that not working? Is it type blocks? Probably. Probably is. Because I know how to do an item, but I don't know if it's type blocks. It probably is. DNZ, the one was type items. What type's item? But it's probably blocks. We didn't actually. We didn't. Me and Phantom did not go to coding school together. We actually don't know each other in real life. And my messenger just crashed. Give me a second. But anyway, so let's go back onto it now. Let's make sure that's saved, which yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Let's open Minecraft again. But yeah, so I'm not sure that isn't working. I've never done blocks before. I've never given block loot tables. But I have done. Well, I've gave blocks loot tables for items. I've never gave blocks loot tables for themselves. Which is a bit weird to do. Yeah, I've never done it. You know what? We'll just do an item here. Just change that back to item, just like that. Let's put that to 0. And actually, every single time you get that, we're gonna make it drop our custom. We're gonna make it drop a custom item. We'll make for this. Why that's not working, I don't know. Well, it's not an item, it's a block. So I know for a fact this is not going to work, but we're gonna give it a go, I guess. Because I know that this isn't going to work. I don't know how to add a loot table. I don't know how to make the loot table drop a block. Because I've never done it. But I've made it do an item. And if this doesn't work, which I'm guessing it won't, then we will make it do an item. Oh, okay, so it is item. Alright, there we go. So apparently it drops an item as a block. Okay, well, fair enough. Now it's working. So there you go. So now every single time we mine this, or place it down and then mine it like that, it's going to be and drop a block. So you can place them now and mine them and you get a block back. Okay, so it is item. Alright, fair enough. So there we go. So that's that sorted. Let's go back into Visual Studio now. And let's go back to the test, the block setup for it. And let's go to where it says break time. So you'll see destroy time here. Instead of it being 0.3, we're going to change that to 1.0. Just like that. So now it should take a little longer to destroy now. If we just go back to the menu, let's go back into it. And that would have been us creating a full block. Now you can change the destroy time to whatever you want. I think this is going to take a good couple of seconds to mine, I'm guessing, but we'll see. We will see if it does or if it don't. There you go. Yeah, takes a good couple of seconds to break. So there we go. So it's like stone now. You know, it's going to take you a little while to break. Well, it's like wood really, but it's going to take you a while to break it. Do you have to pay for that coding? Because I know you have to pay for Java and Python. You don't. Well, I don't know what you really mean there. Are you on about pay to learn the coding? Because you have to pay to learn this, yes, but it's mainly self. You get to pick up things and learn from other people and what they've discovered and stuff like that. There's Discords out there. But yeah, doing JSON coding, and there is JavaScript inside of Minecraft Bedrock. We just don't see it. But yeah, if you want to do a course online for it, then yes, you will have to pay. It's the exact same as Java and Python. Yes, Python coding. Let's now fix the texture for this. So this item is massive. So let's fix that. Because this one's okay. This one is not big, it's not small, it's perfect. In your hand, you hold it like a normal human. This one, it's just, yeah, it's too big. So let's just fix that. I'm in paying to actually use the coding. No, you don't. No, you don't have to pay to use it. No. This right here, this is called Visual Studio. It's free to download, free to use. You can write anything in this. You can do all sorts of coding in this. You can do JavaScript, Python. You can do everything. You run HTML scripts in here. You can do everything, you know. Do a lot of things. Give me a second. I am going to grab a Coke out of my fridge. All right. So, let me move my camera over here. Let me just make it look a little bit better for you guys. That is not what I wanted to do. There we go. Much better. Much, much, much better. Okay, so now let's go back to the game. So like I said, we're going to be fixing this. So let's go into Visual Studio. And let's find the item that we was messing with before. So let's go to items here. And let's find the item that we was making, which should be its own I should have put it in its own folder, but I didn't. Okay, so test, is this working? We're just going to put test because we know it's working now, so we'll just put test, and then let's click save. Oh, let me just put that in its own folder here, just so I know where to find it at a later date. So let's just grab that and let's go up here for it. Let's just drop that inside of the custom there, click move, and it should be in the custom area now. Yes, it is. Okay. So now what I am going to do is we're going to find the texture for this, which should be in the resource pack. So let's go back to the resource pack right here. Let's go to textures. Let's go to items, and let's go and find this. Again, I should have made a folder for this. Did I put it in items? Or did I put it in a custom folder? No, I put it in a custom folder. Okay, cool. So here it is. Here's the test PNG. We're actually going to be copying this. Okay, so we're going to copy it right there. Well, we're not. We're going to get it out of the folder. So let's go into the folder here. So let's go to the resource pack in the folders. So let me just find that right now. There we go. So we've got it right here. And let's go to a PNG resizer. You can actually do this in Photoshop, which is how I made my desktop. But we're not going to use Photoshop today. Close that. And let's go to a PNG resize. Now, some of these make images really blurry. Some of them make them okay. But let's just use this one, I guess. So let's just drag this into here. And let's have it resized to, let's do 64 by 64. Why not? There we go. 64 by 64. And let's save as and click download. And we have got a new version of it here. And we're going to show in folder. We're going to then copy this. Then we're going to go back to our original folder here and we're going to paste it just like that. And then in here, we are now going to rename this to test PNG and we're going to overwrite it by clicking yes or just delete it. And then we're going to rename this and get rid of the 2. So it's just simply test.png, just like that. And now this should be a little smaller and a lot better. So if we just leave this now, just like so. Cool. Can you upload this stream on the channel so I can watch it later? I have to go. I've been pretty busy lately. Yeah, the stream automatically gets uploaded as a video so people can watch this back. So let's load this back now, and hopefully the texture of it should be a lot smaller. Hopefully we can hold it. Hopefully it should be a lot smaller. Yeah, it's still big, so let's make it just a little smaller. So let's go back to the PNG resizer and let's refresh it so we get a new area here. Let's drag this onto here. I don't know what that was, but something was just crawling up my arm. I think it was a fly. I actually got my window open, but I've just killed it. So let me just get rid of that now. Don't know what that was, but I felt an itch on my arm. Alright, so now we know it's 64 by 64. Let's actually drop it right the way down to an 8 by... Let's do a 10 by 10. Yeah, that should be small enough. 10 by 10. Let's download it and let's show where it is in the downloads folder. As you can see, let's drag this now and go into our custom folder. No, I did not mean to do that. Let's drag this into there. Let's delete this one now. And let's call this here test PNG. That's 10 by 10, so it should be small enough now. It should be very small. If not, then too small. But yeah, 10 by 10 should be alright. Let's give it a go. There we go. Nice and small. Sweet. Now it looks a bit messed up in the hotbar, hence why I make these big items so they have a lot of detail in them. But obviously it's 10 by 10, so it should. Okay, you guys heard the stream there for a second. I was just testing something. But anyway, it's really small now, so if not too small, but holding it, it's normal. So it's a little weird. You know, it's a little weird, but you know what? It's small enough. It's fine. It's a broken crossbow, clearly. Just can't use it. And obviously it uploaded to test. So we've fixed this now, we've resized it. So I've shown you how to resize an image if your image comes out too big. And obviously we've got a block, which the block is looking absolutely amazing. It's looking awesome. We can place it, we can break it. And it also drops the block as well. So now we've done that. We have a block, obviously. We can break it, we can place it. We've got an item. We can drop it. It looks a little deformed, which is perfectly fine. But other than that, it's okay. So yeah, now let's fix that tile.sr test. So let's open Visual Studio Code now, and let's go to the lang files, which you will find the lang files inside of the resource pack. Let's go to the resource pack here. Let's go to texts, and let's find the language file that we can read, which is the UK lang, which usually they put it as EU, but now they've put it as UK. And let's find a block. So let's go up here, and let's find the block. Easiest way to do this is Control F. And let's just type out diamond underscore block. There we go. So it's going to be tile. I'm just going to copy this. That is not English. Didn't think it was. We're looking for ENGB. There we go. I knew it wasn't English. I don't know why it says UK, but there you go. So yeah, let's get this now. Tile diamond block, name equals diamond block. Let's just copy that right there. And let's go all the way down to the bottom. Let's now do that. And then we're going to go into here, and you'll see that when we hold it out, it says sr test underscore block dot name. So we're going to go into here now. I'm going to do sr. So we're going to type out the identifier now. So sr, and then test underscore block dot name. And let's give it a name now of what we want it to be. What's its name going to be? Let's call it Ruby. Why not? No, Ruby's red. Let's call it pink or. There you go. Pink underscore or. Why not? We can even actually, we'll just put a space there. We'll make it nice with capitals as well. Why not? So there we go. Pink or. Let's save all now. And let's go back to Minecraft and restart the world. Back onto Bedrock. Dev. Back to the world. And now when we hold it out, you should see that it says pink ore. And again, if we place it and then break it, you'll see that even when we pick it back up, it'll say pink ore. And we hover over it in our inventory, pink ore and stuff like that. So yeah, there we go. Now we've got pink ore. You can only get it by / giving it yourself. It's not actually going to generate like a normal block. You would have to mess around with generation, and that's way too complex for me to do a video on. Even to me, that's too complex for me because I've never done it before. So yeah, so now you know how to add an item into the game and name it. You know how to add a block into the game and name it and mess around with it and add textures to it and stuff. You also know about Novaskin. Now, Novaskin's pretty cool for making textures. You can also use Paint 3D if you don't want to trust online. You can use Paint 3D as well to make custom textures if you want. Just know Paint 3D is only on Windows 10. So, yeah. Now, there's not really much I could show other than, you know, making a random loot table for this and making a custom ore for it. You know what? Let's actually do that. So let's make a custom item for it. That item that we used for the test item. So let's go to the test item. Let's go to items, test underscore item. Let's get this right. Now we're gonna call it. Yeah, we'll call it test. Why not? Display name. Right, we're gonna call this pink dust. Why not? And let's go and get redstone from Novaskin. Let's go get the custom one from Novaskin. Let's go here and let's go to Novaskin. And let's go to the items. Let's look for redstone. Redstone should be on here somewhere. We could even use gunpowder if we find gunpowder first. There's a lot of clocks. That was coal that we just went past. The diamond. Where's redstone? Redstone, redstone, redstone. We could search for it. If I don't find it. We could use that actually. Yeah, you know what? We use this. We use glowstone. Let's go to the image editor and let's now go to pink. Let's just make all of this pink. Now you can do different shades if you want, make it look pretty if you really want to. But for this purpose, I'm just going to make it all pink. And we're going to add a new color. And on the outskirt, we are going to make it just a little darker. So it's just a little bit of a darker pink. There we go, darker pink. Let's just do that. Just like so. Did not mean to do that. I'll fix that in just a second. So now let's do this. Let's plus. Let's actually color pick this. Get a pencil, get at that. There we go. This is now fixed. So that looks like it's not even though it is, but it looks like it's not. But anyway, it's just me. So let's go and now click on save, download, right click this. It looks very bland, but that's fine. We're just gonna click save image as, and we're gonna go to the items now. And there's a lot of items there. Let me go to actually custom because it's actually in here. Let's save that to yes. Now, if we go into Visual Studio again, and let's go to the loot table that we done. So let's put the items away. Let's go to the test loot table. Now, let's open the some items. Let's go to test item. Let's get the identifier for this, and let's change that identifier now to pink underscore dust, just like that. And that we're going to change that to pink. No, we'll change texture to we'll leave that alone. Now let's save all. Let's go to the test block and let's also change the name to pink ore. Let's save that. Now let's go to the loot table, like I said, for this right here. No, sorry. This is not pink ore. We're gonna call it pink dust. My bad, because that's what we wanted to drop. Pink dust. Because in the test item it is called pink underscore dust. So here it's pink underscore dust. This, instead of test block, we are going to call it pink underscore ore. That's what I thought was editing, but it wasn't. Now if we just click save all and we reload the world now, the items that we've recently just done, because we've changed the identifier of them, they're not going to exist. So the block that we placed down shouldn't exist. If it's there, then I'm wrong about it. But to my knowledge, it shouldn't exist anymore. So we've just overwritten blocks because we've just changed the identifier for them. As you can see, it no longer exists. Hence why we get an update block. So let's just throw that away because well, we can't get rid of it. So let me just clear myself. Clear at S because now there we go. So now if I give at S and then type SR. You'll see that we have pink dust. We also have pink ore. For some reason, pink ore is completely broken. So let's go to test item here. No, it's just this here. My bad. The identifier is pink ore. The texture's still test block. We didn't mess with the texture, so I'm not too sure why that happened. SR pink. Why is there a space? Pink. There we go. So let's click save all. And now if we go up, I should have fixed it because we changed the identifier again, we overwrit it. So we've got to change a couple of the other things in the code as well. Hence why most of the time, when you identifier, you don't change it because otherwise you end up with problems like this. But the pin core should have been fixed now. There we go. So now, inside of here now, so if we just drop this like that, when we break this, we should get pink obviously pink dust, which we do. Now you only get one. We're going to make it just like redstone. So when you break it, it's going to drop a bunch. Or one or a bunch, random chance. So let's go to the loot tables now. So let's go back to the loot tables for it. Let me just close that. Go to the loot table. And now you'll see here we've got count. So you're 100% going to get either a 1 or you could get 10. That's a lot. But I just wanted to show the amount that you could put on here. You could put 64 if you want. But yeah, so now when you break a block, you will either get 1, you are guaranteed to get either 1, or you'll get somewhere in between 1 and 10. So let's go to the world again. So you can either get 5, 4, 7, 2, just a random amount when you break the block. So let's do that. So now let's give ourselves a block. Let me just clear myself. Let's give myself some pink ore. Let's give myself 4 more. So we have 5 pink ore now. So let's break that. And you'll see that we got 9. Okay. So now if we break this one, you'll see that we get, alright, we got 1 more there. We got 8. Break that. You get 26 now. You break that. We got 30. So we got 4 that time. Break this one. And you'll see that we've got 34. So now we've created a complete random 1. What's going on, Bump143? Welcome to the chat, welcome to the stream. If you want to like it, go ahead. But yeah, so now obviously we've got 34 pink dust simply by breaking the block, the custom block that we made, which was pink or right here, obviously ripping off the redstone, the coal ore and changing the look of it. Now, if I give myself a diamond pickaxe, just like that, this shouldn't change the break time. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, cool. So, whether you've got, whether you're breaking it with a pickaxe or with your fists, it's got a loot table, so it's going to drop it. Now there are ways you can change that using conditions on a block to see whether if people are actually using a pickaxe to break it or whether they're using a hand to break it. But setting that up is complex, and I'm most likely going to fail doing so, so I'm not going to do that. Maybe in a future Bedrock Dev video or live stream. There you go. So I think it's been pretty successful. We've now got 2 successful things. If we just type in SR. Now that's another reason why I put things in front of it like SR, so I can find it easier, so I can just tab through the custom things that I have. So yeah, let's put these in an item frame. Actually, you know what? Let me just mine these real quick. And we will put these on. You know what? Put myself in game mode creative. I don't know why I'm in survival, but there you go. But yeah. Oh yeah, another thing was in survival. If I break this block in creative mode, that's why we was in survival, because you cannot. There's a function on that. That's why I can't place on it. You have to crouch on it. And what I mean by that, if we go to Visual Studio and we go to the test right here, you'll see that there is a on interact event, which we'll be messing with real soon. We can actually make it do stuff. I believe if we make it just say hi. I don't know if this will work because they did mess around with the functions recently on blocks and they broke. They may have fixed it in the most recent update, but I don't know. It broke a lot of things on blocks, including crates that I had. You couldn't run functions off them. But let's see if it's fixed. If it is, every time I click LT on it, it'll make me say hi. Oh, here we go. They did fix it. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, anyway, you can remove that if you want. Simply just get rid of the event on interact by going here and simply going up here to where it says events, right? So you'll find events. You'll find on interact here. Simply get rid of that event like that. I'm gonna leave it on, and that is what we will work on next video. And that time it will be a video, it won't be a live stream like this. It will be how to make working crates in Minecraft, custom crates. And I'll show you guys how to do that, how to make randomizers, how to make functions. It's going to be very educational in the next video. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you did enjoy. I hope you did learn how to do it as well, how to make these sort of things as well. But yeah, we made custom ore and some dust as well. Like I said, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. There's going to be a lot of episodes of Bedrock Dave covering hopefully everything that you can do. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of things that you can do that I'm not going to release as well because it is currently in private circles. Like, for example, making leveling spawners. Basically, when you click on a block, it'll level it. That is very complex, and I'm not going to be going into that and having to make them. But I will show you a function way of doing it, but it's going to create a lot of work for you to do, and it's not the best way of doing it. But anyway, like I said, hit the subscribe button, like the stream if you did, let me know down in the comments if you've got this far, and also what you want to see me create in Minecraft or do in Minecraft, whether that making ore or anything like that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Here's B-Boy Solus.